Okay, imagine this. You're in a mine full of poisonous spiders, hunting magic crystals and your father's killers, when you hear a girl singing in the dark. You follow the voice, because that's always worked out well, and find a winged angel, chained up like contraband. You rescue her, obviously, and after a very bumpy escape, that one choice drags you into a 500-page disaster of trauma, politics, and slow-burn sapphic yearning. Welcome to Aurora's Angel by Emily Noon, where revenge has claws, hope has wings, and nobody's therapist is winning today. Act 1. Claws in the Dark, aka I only came for crystals. Why am I holding feelings? We open on Aurora, nocturnal huntress, tiger shifter, and walking proof that I can fix this myself is a lifestyle choice. She's been alone since her father was murdered by cutters, black market butchers who literally chop up shapeshifters and sell their parts. She was there when it happened. She blames herself. So now her entire life is get stronger, get smarter, track every last piece of what they stole from him, and make the people responsible very, very dead. Tonight's mission? Infiltrate a mine in the realm of Nordara. The mine is a hellscape of toxic spiders, abusive overseers, and exhausted miners hauling out crystals that are too small to matter. Aurora is hunting the big crystals deep below. One last score to pay a friend for the final evidence in her father's case, so she can finally leave this world and cross the portal to the human side. New life, no one knowing what she is. That's the dream. She's creeping through tunnels when she hears it. Singing. Not a creepy chanting, not a drunk miner, a clear, aching voice echoing off stone. And because she has main character syndrome, she follows it. The voice leads her straight into horror, a cutter den, hidden inside the mine. Cages, restraints, tools designed for taking people apart while they're still breathing. And in one of those cages, a winged girl, drugged and chained, still trying to sing like the sun might hear her. This is Evie, Evangeline Aquilar, avian shapeshifter, golden, radiant, chatty by default, currently drugged and fighting for consciousness. Avians in Nordara have a trash reputation. Lots of them have helped cutters, trading information, even people. Aurora knows that. She hates that. So, of course, her brain is like, avians are traitors, don't trust them. And her heart is like, cool, but we're going to melt the bars off this cage anyway. Aurora slaughters her way through cutters with terrifying efficiency. Claws, blades, beast. She frees Evie and a few others, and the plan is simple. Evie will fly them both out. Except the universe says, oh, no. During their escape, Evie gets shot in the wing. They make it out of the tunnels, but with shredded feathers and blood raining down, they slam into the forest instead of the sky. Evie can't fly. She can, reluctantly, shift her wings away to travel on foot, but avians are terrible at it. Their balance is built around those wings. So now she's stumbling through steep, rocky terrain at night, injured, exhausted. Aurora watches her nearly break herself on a downhill stretch and goes, absolutely not. And just picks her up. Princess Carrie. Evie protests, obviously. Aurora ignores her, obviously. Over the next days, they trudge through wilderness. Aurora, the walking weapon, carrying this broken-winged sunbeam who keeps trying to make conversation. Evie wants one thing. Get home. Her father is sick. She's second in command of their house, and she is not supposed to have been gone this long. Aurora's like, same babe, I have a schedule. I'll take you home, but I can't drop my entire revenge quest to detour. It's tension, but also banter. Evie pokes at Aurora's gruff silences. Aurora grumbles. They keep surviving, sharing food, planning routes, and arguing about who gets to risk their neck for whom. And just when they finally stop snapping at each other long enough to start liking each other, they stumble into a whole new reason to die. Act 2. Roadkill feelings. aka enemies, but make it hand-holding. Now we go full journey mode. Nordara does that thing where it suddenly becomes huge. Wolves over here, humans over there, wildlands everywhere. And one safe stop that looks safe the way the edge of a cliff looks like a nice place to sit. First stop, a wolf settlement. Because Aurora has business here. She needs information and help with her father's case. Problem? Wolves hate avians. Avians have notoriously sold wolves out to cutters before. Evie walks in like a neon target in enemy territory. The reception? Frosty. Side-eye, mutters, one wolf all but snarls. What's that thing doing here? Evie shrinks, but only a little. Being underestimated is practically her childhood soundtrack. But she locks her stance a heartbeat later, and oh wait, that choice? It matters. Aurora, meanwhile, steps in front of her like, say that again and see what happens. And suddenly, everything feels charged in a way that is absolutely none of my business, except it very much is. And the wolves get the memo, because under the cloak and the socially awkward vibe, Aurora is terrifying. She's not just a tiger shifter, she's a beast shifter, with more than one animal inside, and everyone can feel it. While they're there, we get these tiny flashes of Aurora's squishy center. Blink and you'll miss it. The pack treats her like she already belongs, even hands her this metaphorical found family coupon like, redeem whenever ready. And for one reckless heartbeat, she considers it. But Aurora, staying put? Please. She's convinced she's too sharp-edged to be held safely, so she turns them down, trying to act like it doesn't sting. Evie sees that flicker of hurt when Aurora turns down a place to belong and files it away under reasons this woman quietly ruins me. They pretend nothing happened and move on. Which is hilarious, because something absolutely did happen. But sure, let's all agree to live in emotional denial. On the road, the slow burn starts to really cook. Evie stumbling at night, Aurora catching her by the waist and not letting go quite fast enough. Shared blankets, for warmth, because the temperature dropped and no one is allowed to die of hypothermia on Aurora's watch. Evie teasing Aurora about never smiling, Aurora snapping back, and then actually smiling. As they travel, Aurora starts sharing bits of her past. How cutters killed her father in front of her. How he gave her the power to survive in a way that was gruesome and unforgettable. How she's spent years tracking the pieces of him they harvested. One job, one killing, one clue at a time. Evie listens like someone handing over their whole heart quietly, saying nothing and everything with her eyes. She stops seeing Aurora as just a terrifying rescuer and starts seeing her as a lonely, exhausted woman who never got to grieve. Eventually, Aurora takes Evie to her sanctuary, a hidden place gifted to her by her mysterious mother. It's all stone and shadows and a massive library. A place where Aurora has been not okay by herself for years. And here's where the vibe shifts. They're safe for a hot second. No one is chasing them. No wolves glowering. No mines. Just two women and all the feelings they've been punting down the road. Accidental touches, dead in a ditch. Eye contact, fully illegal. Guarding each other? Oh, and that's just foreplay now. They sleep together, wild and gentle all at once. Aurora finally letting herself want. Evie finally letting herself trust. Both of them wordlessly saying, you, of course it's you. And because this book is long and shameless, that is not the last time. But don't get comfy, we're suffering. And by suffering, I mean it's hot and we're emotionally compromised in ways we absolutely signed up for. From the sanctuary, Aurora takes Evie through a human settlement that loves Aurora. Like, cheers when she walks in, loves her. They treat her as family. They feed her, they adore her, they offer her another kind of home. Aurora cares about them, genuinely, but still feels like she doesn't belong anywhere for real. She's part tiger, part something else. She's built her whole identity around leaving Nordara behind after this final mission. Evie, watching this, is like, how are you the last one to realize how loved you are? But she doesn't say it out loud. Yet. Finally, Aurora brings Evie home, to her avian house, to her sick father, to the high spires where wings are supposed to soar. The goodbye? Awkward, painful, defensive. Aurora is convinced this is where their story ends. She plans to head for the portal to the human world and never come back. Evie has a flock to lead, a father to protect, and the weight of a whole house on her shoulders. They part on uneven ground, feelings unsaid, futures unaligned, both of them pretending this doesn't hurt like hell. And just when Aurora turned her back on everything, the universe really said, "Oh, you thought we were done? Adorable." Act 3. Wings of War, aka, "Oh, you took my girl? I took your house." Aurora is en route to the portal, preparing to abandon her feelings in the emotional lost and found, very mature, when she finds out Evie has been kidnapped again. And not by random strangers this time, by family. Her beloved uncle, the one who's supposed to support her father and protect the flock, is the traitor who sold her out in the first place. He arranged her first kidnapping so she'd be out of the way. He's been poisoning her father slowly to weaken him, all to grab power for himself with the backing of a more militant rival avian house. Also, cherry on top, that rival house, they've been working with the same cutter responsible for murdering Aurora's father. And somewhere in the back of Aurora's mind, a switch just flips from "I'm tired" to "I am going to set the sky on fire." She turns around. There is no portal anymore. Not really. Just the path back to Evie. What follows is, honestly, hyper-violence with emotional subtext. Peak full LOL content. Aurora locks onto Evie's trail like she's been training her whole life for this one panicked sprint. Shifting, stalking, fighting. Powered by pure touch my girl and perish energy. And just when we think we understand her power level, the lore drops. Her mum? Yeah, not a mystery woman. A dragon. An actual dragon. Suddenly, Aurora's whole magical tank with trauma accessories vibe makes a lot more sense. Meanwhile, the rival avian house thinks they've planned the perfect little coup. Adorable. They forgot the part where their hostage's girlfriend is a multiform apex predator with a dragon for a parent and absolutely zero chill. Aurora hits their stronghold like the world's angriest doorbell. No knocking, just violence. She tears through guards, storms corridors, and turns into a living weapon. Evie, despite captivity and injury, is still fighting any way she can, resisting, buying herself time, refusing to break. And when they reunite, it's messy, it's heated, it's grabbing hands and shaking breaths, the kind of desperate collision that screams, "Mine, mine! Don't you dare disappear again." And honestly, I had to put my face in a pillow. But there's still business to finish. The rival avian house and the traitor uncle are the last bosses between these idiots and a shot at happiness. So, Aurora and Evie do the reasonable thing. They go to war. The battle is brutal. Wings ripping at the sky, claws tearing the ground, politics dissolving into pure feral rage. Evie fights for her people, her father, and the radical concept of choosing her own damn life. Aurora fights for her father's memory, and for the woman who made her want a future that isn't fueled by spite alone. By the time the screaming stops, one avian house has been violently unsubscribed from existence. The traitor uncle is gone, and the cutter who killed Aurora's father? Cancelled permanently. Evie's father survives the poisoning, though he's looking a little, "I need a nap and a new political system." And Evie steps fully into her role. Not a puppet, not a placeholder, but a leader forged in chaos and stubborn hope. And Aurora looks at the portal, looks at Nordara, looks at Evie. She could still leave. She's dreamed about it for years. A clean slate, a world where no one knows about the monsters napping in her bones. But now there's this woman who isn't afraid of those monsters. She treats the beast in Aurora like something worth speaking softly to. And Aurora has that moment, the "I could run" reflex. Because running is what she's good at. So, Aurora, miracle of miracles, chooses. She stays. She stays with Evie. She stays with the people who somehow love her, even if believing that will take her a minute, or a year, or 10. Their world is dented, scorched, and absolutely in need of therapy. But it's theirs. So, yeah, she's a nocturnal beast shifter with a dead dad, a dragon mum, and enough trauma to fill a library. She rescues a broken winged angel from a cutter dungeon, accidentally falls in love, accidentally takes down an entire avian house, and very much on purpose decides to stay in the world that hurt her, because now it also loves her back. I am not okay. Don't look at me. If you've read Aurora's Angel, drop your meltdown in the comments. Which part wrecked you the most? The mine rescue? The sanctuary night? The betrayal reveal? Or the I'm staying moment? AKA the scene that snatched my soul by the ankle. And if you haven't read it yet, but you're somehow still here listening to me scream about it, why? Sapphic books are already an endangered species. Go support the ecosystem. Read it! If you're processing your feelings via claws, wings, slow burn sapphic disaster, and a little bit of hyperviolence, welcome home. This has been a full LOL Lit Meltdown, unhinged by fiction, held together by vibes. Mwah!